Hello and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hi, my name is Mary and welcome to another Craft Day Monday, where every Monday I post a new video. In today's video I am going to be showing you how I made this little hippie gnome that I have here. And basically what you're going to need for this project is I took a pair of blue jeans and I just cut some strips out of them that would represent his legs. You're going to need scissors. You're going to need the Barbie or the baby shower shoes that look like this. I've used these in several different videos. Let's see if we can get a close-up. So you're going to need those. You're also going to need some foam rollers. I got these at Dollar Tree. They are the curling rods that's flexible. These would be his arms and legs. And you're going to be needing some type of fat quarter. This is what I'm using, and I went with the tie-dye. And these are some scrap pieces that I had left over from making him. So you're going to need any color of your choice, and also you're going to need some faux fur. And I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera down so we can just get right into the video. Oh, and I forgot to mention this part, but also for the base of your body, you're going to be needing a plastic 20-ounce or 16-ounce plastic bottle. This is what I went with. I cut the bottom off and I just went ahead and took a styrofoam ball. I cut it in half. So this is what it looked like. It's flush. I cut it in half and I went ahead and glued it in place. This is what it started out looking like. And like I said, I took and just cut the bottom of this off. And when you do that, you would end up with it looking like this. And then I went ahead and covered the bottom of the opening with a piece of cardboard. So now that we have all of that out of the way, we're going to go ahead and start putting our gnome together. So the first thing I want to do is work on his legs. So I took some foam rollers like this, and I just covered them in some flesh colored felt, which is like this. So I just used some flesh colored felt, and I know it's hard to see, but it's a peach color, and we're just going to set that to the side. And I just added I just went ahead and wrapped everything in, and now we're just going to go ahead and wrap them around the pants leg. And I'm just going to leave a little bit open, just like that. And we're just going to go ahead and wrap this around. So we're going to put some glue here, just like this. Grab a glue gun. Glue stick, I mean. And we're just going to go ahead and put this in like that. And I'm going to go ahead and place this right here like this. And we're going to go ahead and just wrap this around just like this. And I'm making sure that I pull tight so I'll get a nice even pull on it. And I'm just going to go ahead and put some hot glue here, just to close this up. Put a little here like that. Going to go up here. And we're just gonna go ahead and add some hot glue just to seal the ends, like so. And this is what it's gonna look like. And we're gonna go ahead and do the other one. So now that we have both of them wrapped, I'm going to set that one to the side. I am going to go ahead and put little rips in the jeans. So I'm just going to take my scissors and pinch a little bit just to get an opening. And I'm just going to go ahead and just cut a little bit just to give him some little rips. You don't have to do this step, but this is what I'm doing. And I got a little opening here, right there. And I have one in this one also. So we have two little rips in his jeans. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and cut here. And we're just going to put some hot glue in here just to seal this, to close this end up. So we're just going to pinch. And be very careful because its glue is hot. And I'm going to use this one as a reference to make sure I get them even. So we're going to cut here. And I'm going to go ahead, take some hot glue, and seal this up. So now we have his two legs. Now, I've already did his shoes, and I've done this in several videos. So, basically, all I do was I took the shoe, hot glue, the same way I did the felt, and just take it in. So you put your hot glue on, and you put your felt on, your material on, and then you just cover it. So this obviously is not felt, but it's okay because it works the same. You put your hot glue on, you glue it all the way around. So once you get it glued all the way around, you just go ahead and tuck it in, and this is what you end up with. So I'm going to go ahead and put some hot glue down off in the bottom. And I'm putting a good amount. And I don't need to really use anything to weigh him down because he's going to be in a setting position, so he doesn't need anything to weigh him down. So I went ahead and put my hot glue in. And now we're just going to go ahead and we're just going to stick this down in here just like this. And we're going to go ahead, do the same thing with the other one. We're just going to take this, stick that down off in here just like that. And I'm going to go up a bit. I'm just going to take my scissors and cut up a bit on this one just to give his and there we have that. So now that we have our legs glued, I like to take the leg part of the jeans. I like to take this part off, and I just like to just glue it in place around here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead, grab some hot glue. We're going to put it right directly on here like that. And I'm just going to go ahead, put this on here just like this. I'm going to go around just like that. And I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue here. in here, and we're just going to go ahead and seal it. And I'm just going to cut off the extra like that. There we have one. We're going to go ahead and do the other. So now we have both of them wrapped, and this is what they look like. And I'm just gonna go up a bit more with this one. And this is what we have. Now we're going to set those to the side. And what I'm going to be setting my gnome down on is an empty ribbon spool. For this one, I used a wooden disc, but I cannot find any more, so I had to improvise. So we're going to just go ahead and use this. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and glue his legs to the base, which would look like this. So I'm going to go ahead and see how I want the legs to go, and then we're just going to go ahead and pop them on. So I'm going to grab a glue stick. I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue right here. And I'm going to go ahead, turn this so I can see. So you want to make sure that it's facing you when you glue these on. Just like this. And I am going to slide this way a bit. And we're going to go ahead and put our other leg on. I'm just going to let that dry, and we're going to glue our other leg in place. So once you get both of your legs glued in place, this is what you should end up with. This is what it should be looking like now. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take our little base, and we're just going to glue our gnome right down on top. And you can pose him any way you want with the rollers, with the flexible rods, because they're bendy. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to see how I want him to look. And I'm going to go ahead and put some hot glue right here. And you want to put a good amount just to make sure that he holds. And we're going to go ahead and glue him right down on this base. And we're just going to hold this here a bit and let it dry. So once you have him glued on his base, this is what he should look like. This is what we have so far. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to take my camouflage, or tie-dye, excuse me, my tie-dye, and I'm just going to go ahead and wrap it around this way. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of put some hot glue right across the back, just like this. And we're just going to fold that in a bit, just to keep it from fraying. So we're just going to go ahead and, so I'm just basically just putting some hot glue here. And I'm just going to run this across like that. And then this is what you have. And now I'm just going to go ahead and put this like this, just to see about what I want it to look like. So this is what it's going to look like, and we're going to go ahead and glue this in place. So So once you get the shirt glued on, this is what it should look like. And we're not going to worry about here because that's not going to be seen. Okay, so now we're going to take our other piece, which this is what I use for the coat. And I'm just going to unfold it. And I'm going to take the scissors. And we're just going to cut this a bit. Like that. Then we're going to go ahead and I'm going to see about how this is going to look because this is going to be his coat. So I'm going to go ahead and just fold this up a bit. I'm going to turn this so it's facing me. And I may just go with this one. And so same thing. We're going to go ahead and go like that. And we're going to fold this over. Like this. See if I come into the light a bit. See if it gets lighter. So basically what we're doing, we're just going to go ahead and just tuck the ends like this. Just basically folding over to make a little bit of a border. And once again, just to keep this from fraying. And I'm going to do the same thing to this side. There we go. So we're just going to put a little bit of hot glue, roll it just a tad bit, that, and then we're just going to go ahead and go from here. So we're going to grab a glue stick, I think certain colors that I use when I'm filming, I think it makes it look a bit dark. Like my lighting isn't, I think it's just the materials that I'm using that makes everything so dark. Okay. So now I'm just going to fold this over just a bit. And then we're just going to come in like this. And I still may need to trim off a bit. I'm going to go ahead and adjust this. So now that I know how I want it, I'm going to go ahead. I put a bead of hot glue down through here. I'm just going to come in the back. And I'm going to put this like this. Going to hold this here. Let that dry. And this is what it looks like. Now I'm going to take my hot glue and I'm just going to go right there in here. And we're just going to hold this in place until it dries. And this is what we have so far. This is what we have. I'm going to add a little more hot glue. Hold that there. And this, I'm just going to go ahead and tuck over like this. So we're going to put a drop of hot glue here. Just going to fold this over just like that. Same thing to the other side. It's not going to be seen once you add the beard. So this is what we have. So now I'm going to slide him out of the way. Let's go. Add some hot glue here. And okay. I'm just adding a little more hot glue just to make sure, just to be on the safe side. Okay, so now that we have that out of the way, we can go ahead and work on his arms. And it doesn't matter that they're different colors because no one's going to see them. We're going to be covering these up with the same material that we use for the jacket. And I'm just basically just checking to see how long the arms are. Alright. So we're going to put a little hot glue right through here. Stick that down off in there like that. Smooth that out the way. And I'm just making sure that they're even. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut. I'm going to slide him here. We're going to grab this. And I am going to just take and cut this in half. Turn it this way. We're going to cut it in half again. And we're just going to go ahead and roll. Put a little bit of hot glue right down through here. Take your roller, set that right on, and you want it to hang over a bit. And then we're just going to roll it. So I am just going to continue. I'm going to put a little more hot glue. Like this. We're going to roll. You're just going to continue to roll it. Just like this. Put a little bit of hot glue here. I'm going to hold that here. And we're going to go ahead and cut off the extra because we don't need it. Put a little more hot glue. Tuck this. Like that. And then we're just going to cut that off. We're going to go ahead, put some hot glue here and seal it. And then we're going to do the same thing to the other one. So now we have both arms wrapped. I'm going to go ahead and bring him back. And now I'm just looking to see how I want the arms to go. Okay. I'm going to bring my faux fur. And this is going to be his hair. So we're going to go ahead. And I'm going to grab my knife. Because I can't find my X-Acto knife. So we're going to improvise. And I'm just going to go ahead and cut this here. If you do this with scissors, you can if you want to. I mean, it's really up to you. But if you do it with scissors, like you see how I just cut that with the knife and I'm not losing anything. But if I cut it with scissors and then it frayed, I'll show you. So if you cut it with scissors, I'm just going to cut a little piece. This is what's going to happen when you cut it with scissors. It's going to, yeah, it'll just fall apart on you. So I have this here. And I'm just going to go ahead and see about how I want that to look in the back. Because he's going to have hair all over. So I have my pieces here that I'm going to be using for his hair. And I have a styrofoam ball that I cut in half that looks like this. And we're just going to go ahead and grab some of that flesh colored felt that we talked about. And I'm just going to cut out a little strip, just like this. And we're just going to go ahead and wrap it around just like this. And I'm just going to pull this, and this is going to be his little nose. Like that. And then I'm just going to go ahead and cut off the extra. Just like that. There's just a tiny bit of more there. So we have that cut off. And I'm just going to bring him back. And I'm just going to stick that right about here. So, going to put some hot glue right on it. Like that. Going to turn this here. We're going to stick it right here. And I'm just going to turn it so it's facing me so I can make sure that it is lined up straight. And that's what we have so far. And now I'm going to grab another piece of that. And I am going to go ahead, cut it down. Then we're going to cut across. And this is only, it all depends on how long you want your gnome's beard to be. And I may have to just go out and buy me another X-Acto knife because I clearly keep losing it. I'm going to go ahead and just cut a U shape in here. So once you get your beard cut, you're going to have a U shape in it, cut like that. And we're just going to go ahead and just put this on. Just like this. I'm going to go ahead, put some hot glue on it. And we're going to go ahead very carefully and put this right on his face. Yes. So this is what we have. This is what he's looking like so far. It's hard to tell with his beard being white. Okay, so now that we have his beard on, I am going to go ahead and just go in right here and in the back, because I want him to have some hair in the back. So I'm just gonna put this, I'm just gonna go ahead and glue this on back here, and I'm just gonna put it up a bit. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put some hot glue right across. Just like that. Gonna grab this very carefully, stick this on. You can put it as high as or as low as you want. Mine is going right here like this. And then I'm going to take my side pieces and I'm going to go ahead and stick these on. Just like that. And we're going to do the same thing to the other side. I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue here. I'm going to go ahead and stick this on just like this. Pull that down a bit. So this is what it's looking like. And now I'm going to take my bigger piece and I'm just going to go ahead and bring it about right here. And I have to turn it around so I can see it. Because I want his hair to be kind of crazy. So we're going to go ahead and glue his hair on. And then we'll be almost finished. So here we go. And I'm going to very carefully, I have to turn this so I can see it. And I am very carefully sticking this in place, just like this. So this is what he's looking like that. And I'm just going to pluck that out a bit. And this is what he's looking like. Now we're going to take one of our tie-dye pieces and I'm just going to fold it over like this. And this is going to be his headband. So I'm just going to go ahead, add a bead of hot glue. I'm going to fold it over like this. I'm making sure that it's nice and even. And then we're going to come back up like this. So we're going to put a bead of hot glue here like that. And you're just going to go all the way down till you get to the end. Put a little bit of hot glue in here just to seal the ends. Like that. Do the same thing to this side. Just going to seal that like that. And now we're going to go ahead and pick about where we want it to go. I'm going to go ahead and fold this down one more time. It's a little wider than I want it, so I'm just going to kind of fold it in on itself, just to fold it down to get it to the size that I'm happy with. Just like that. I'm going to grab one more glue stick. Stick this in here. So now that we have it rolled, a little bit of hot glue there. I'm just going to hold that a bit. I'm just going to trim off these pieces. This is what we have. And now I'm going to go ahead and just wrap this around, just like this. Once again, we're going to put this right here. So and this is what it's going to look like, and I am going to go ahead and wrap this around. So once you get it all wrapped around, this is what you should have. Now, last thing we need to do is just add his arms. And before I do that, I am going to take my flesh colored felt. I am going to cut a piece out. We're going to fold it over, and we're going to cut out a U shape. And this is going to be for his hands. And I hope sorry if this video is a little long, but I just wanted to make sure that I did everything that with this one that I did for the other one. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of hot glue right here on the arms. And we're going to go up, lift up your beard, and we're just going to stick that right on. And we're going to do the same thing to the other one. I like to add the beard first. That way I can use that to hide the arms when I glue the arms on. So that's what we have. And now I am going to take my felt circles, and we're just going to go ahead and just stick those right on his hand. Just like that. Stick that one here. And we are done. And this is what it looks like from the front. I'm just going to cut this little piece. So this is him. Let's move this up a little bit. This is what he looks like all finished. You can pose him. And here is the other one. So here he is. I'm going to go ahead and turn my camera back up so y'all can see me. So once again, here he is. I call him my little hippie gnome. If you like this video, please give me a like and a thumbs up. Please feel free to share this video with your family and your friends. If you are not already subscribed, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would love for you to become part of my YouTube family. And with that being said, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch one of my videos. That really means a lot. This one that I made here, my first hippie, I did end up making him a little guitar. I initially went to a Dollar Tree to buy one, but it was way too big, so I had to sketch this one out on wood, and he just has a little strap that you can put on here, and you can put this on top of your guitar, your gnome, just like this. This one does not have one yet. I will be making him one. So, if y'all want to see how I made this guitar, let me know in the comment box below, and I will post a video of how I made this cute little guitar to go with our little gnome. So with that being said, thank you so much for taking the time out to watch one of my videos, and I hope you all have a nice day. Bye.